Why don't you just go around raping and murdering as much as you want?
All right, everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Just wanted to make a quick little response to this video because it's blown up. It's pretty popular. People seem to like it a lot. And what's the point of it? Well, the point that is trying to be conveyed is a person does not have to believe in the Bible. A person doesn't have to believe in heaven. A person doesn't have to believe in hell in order to be a quote-unquote good person. That is, they're not going to go around murdering. They're not going to go around, killing people, etc., or being sexually immoral just because they don't believe God exists, right? And sometimes Christians make that mistake. They assume, well, if you don't believe that a God exists, or you don't believe that there's a heaven or there's a hell, then why not just live any way you want? The video goes on to talk about how, well, because I have a conscience. Yeah, that's the problem. The issue for the atheist and for the naturalist is not that you have to believe in order to know right from wrong, right? You don't have to believe that a God exists. You don't have to believe the Bible is the Word of God in order to know right from wrong. The issue is in philosophy, it's an ontological issue, not an epistemological one, right? Epistemology is dealing with how we know. Ontology is dealing with being itself. So the issue is not that a person has to believe God exists or that a person has to believe that the Bible is the Word of God in order to be a moral person. What the theist is arguing is there has to be a God who exists in order to ground all of things like morality. Because if God does not exist, then there is no such thing as objective morality. If God does not exist, why is racism wrong? Why is homophobia wrong? Why is, child abuse? Why are those things wrong, right? Those things are wrong because there's an objective moral standard, because God exists. Otherwise, it would be based upon everybody's subjective opinion. You couldn't say Hitler was wrong. You couldn't say Stalin was wrong. You couldn't say, name any of the type of tyrants that we've seen in the past, how many, thousands of years. We wouldn't be able to say those things are wrong unless there is an objective moral standard. And what's even more comical is oftentimes you see the atheists like Richard Dawkins and Hitchens and these guys that are so outspoken against the God of the Bible. And, oh, he was so evil. Look at the things he did in the Old Testament. But, of course, if God does not exist, right, then by what standard are you judging him? What standard do you say that the God of the Old Testament is evil and wicked if there is no God that exists? That's just your own standard, right? So what makes your standard better than somebody else's standard? So don't get caught up on this objection. Don't let people fake you out and think, well, a person doesn't have to believe the Bible in order to be a quote-unquote good person. A person doesn't have to believe that God exists in order for them to not go around killing people. No educated theist thinks that. The argument for morality has always been that God has to exist in order for there to be objective moral values. So, thank you guys. God bless.